morning, everybody. Okay, we'll start out. I believe today is the third one, right? We are going to talk about personal property. Okay, we are going to talk about. Anybody still remember what was our topic last time? 3 weeks ago.
Contract law, yeah.
Contract. Okay, we were talking about contract law 3 weeks ago, and hopefully you still remember that. Some of you approached me telling me you are kind of behind. You only need to sign it one time. If you have signed already, you don't have to repeat it. There's only one time for whole semester. Some of you are either slow or behind the schedule about your homework, and don't worry about that, okay? As long as you're turning in. I know, even though I know I require you to turn in like 3 minutes, between 3 minutes or 5 minutes video. Even though it's 5 minutes production, I know usually it takes you more than probably 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe say 2 days to figure out how to do that. Well, it's not unusual, I know that. Because even though it's a 5 minutes production, but you need to think about that, right? Yeah. You need to think about it, what is the case about? What's the facts pattern? You need to understand what's the facts, what kind of story happened there, right? Then you need to do the analysis. You need to find out what is the authority, right? Because this is the, one side is a plaintiff, the other side is the defendant. There are two parties opposing to each other. So there are at least 2 sets legal theory you can base on. Then you need to choose which side you're gonna take. You need to take side, right? You cannot say, okay, I'm in the middle. You are not in the middle, right? You are not the judge. You cannot be being in the middle. You need to take side. You want to take side as a plaintiff for this case, or you want to take side as a defendant. So you need to determine which side you want to stay with. Then the number 3, the third one is more important. Reason. Once you take side, they really mean you determine which rule, which set of the legal theory you're gonna base on, right? That's number 2. But number 3 is more importantly, you need to do the analysis and give me the reason why your case, okay, your client, your case is at best 100% similar to the legal theory you choose. In other words, why the legal theories you choose could be applied, applicable to your client. This is number 3. So for example, 5 minutes analysis, you may need to spend like 2 minutes on this part. Okay, on this part. You need to convince your audience, you need to convince, say, jury, you need to convince the judge, say, this is the legal theory, we need to follow out. Even you are judge, you need to follow out this legal theory. Either it is a statutory or it is a case. Usually in your homework there are all cases there. Okay? So legal theory is here, nobody can change that. But number 3, I will convince you, my case, my client is 100% following to this category. So you have to, even though you are judge, you cannot change the law. So you are convinced your audience, say, legal theory is here, my case is here, and my case is 100% similar. If it is not 100%, you need to convince why those legal theory should be applied to your case. Then the number 4 is the conclusion. Just repeat why you should win this case. So I understand, okay, even though it's only 5 minutes, but it takes time. Don't worry about that. You kind of slow, it's fine, because I'm more care about the process, If you turn in on time, but not too much, not too much study there, that means nothing. For me, it's okay. I still give you an A. but for you, you know, you don't learn too much, so it's okay. You know, it's okay. As I say, at the beginning of this course, I say I'm kind of very generous about the grading. You know? So you come here, you spend your time, you learn something, you deserve to get a very good grade, you know, for this course. All right. So any inputs, any suggest so far here? So if you think the homework still too much burden for you, let me know. Let me know. I may skip 1 or 2 homework, you know, if they really give you too much burden. But you know, I think 1 assigned homework for every other 2 weeks, I still think should be okay. But if you come to tell me, say, well, Professor Tong, we have another homework from another course, and too much burden for us already, I will think about it. All right, so just feel free to give me your suggest. Okay, here for today, personal property. I think we're gonna have 1 session today for personal property, and then we will have another session. We're gonna focus on real property. Right, so there are 2 major categories we're gonna talk about for business law. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about what is the characteristics, what's the features about personal property. Anybody sitting here can give me the example. What kind of thing are personal property? Just give me example.
Car.
Camera, car.
Besides real property, that's all personal.
That's even smarter, right? Everything, if everything is not real property, they are personal property. So almost everything, So that's good, because if we define what personal property is or what personal properties are, then we don't need to waste our time when we talk about real property. Okay. So everything, if they are not real property, they belong to personal property.